It's the Orioles on Masson, and yet another beautiful evening here at Camden Yards as the Toronto Blue Jays and the Orioles will wrap up this three-game set. And for the O's, the opportunity to take all three games against the Blue Jays. In the last two series for the Orioles, they have had a chance to sweep. They have lost Game 3 in each of them. Tonight, they'll try and turn that around and get it done. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. It is another beautiful night here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and with the Orioles, yet another turnaround. They came into this series having lost all 12 games against the Blue Jays this year. Take a look at the difference. In the 0-12, they averaged 1.9 runs a game. Run differential, minus 47. Team average 228. Starter ERA, 5.5. In the last two games, they've up 7.5 runs, a +9, a .337 batting average in those two ball games, and the starter ERA, that's right, that ERA is absolutely zip. It is just one of the many turnaround boards that we can show you, and against Toronto, it's enormous.
Yeah, you know, Cito Gaston, who manages the Jays, said, well, it's very simple. He said they're playing better, but they're playing better because a lot of their guys are back, Gary, and when you get a lot of your guys back, you play better. Brian Roberts is going to play tonight. PA, of course, he's back. A couple of big hits last night. You got your closer, Koji. You got Mike Gonzalez. So, again, you're a much better ball club, but at the end of the day, you're just playing a lot better. And I think they really take the field thinking they're going to win games now.
All right, when we come back, Jimmy, we'll take a look at the two starters tonight. One, Brad Ferguson, a youngster for the Orioles. The other, a major league debut. Doug Graybeck was his dad. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and the Orioles, after that sweep of this three-game set against Toronto. What a gorgeous evening to try and get it done. Let's take a look at our train game time temperature. 76 degrees, clear skies, a little gentle breeze around the ballpark. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. And it is our Wired Wednesday, brought to you by Verizon. The signal is yours. Wield it to transmit anything you want. Verizon. What we'd like to transmit on this Wired Wednesday is from the skipper. Doug Showalter sat down with him earlier this afternoon, talked about two words he uses a lot: trust and accountability of players to one another. He explained.
Sooner or later, it's got to be about them and what they hold themselves accountable for. And it's got to be important that when they're out there, and I got to get this run in for the pitcher, I got to make this defensive play for the pitcher and for the team and for the fans, what have you. But it's got to be important that there's a camaraderie of accountability to each other, that their expectations as an Oriole player, that I don't want to let my teammates down. And, when someone, one of my buttons is when someone doesn't care what their teammates think, they're usually, they don't care about the peer pressure of good people, then they probably need to move on.
And there you have the comments from the skipper in our Wired Wednesday. There'll be more to come during our ball game tonight. And we are ready to go. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the Jays. Wise, Escobar, and Bautista, Wells, Overbay, and Hill, Lynn, Buck, and Snyder. Aaron Hill had the 3-run homer in the ball game last night.
And let's take a look at Brad Bergeson, and again pitching extremely well as of late. Last 7 starts. Look at that, 3-1, 2.63 ERA. Has given up 6 home runs, 73 extra base hits this year. Only James Shields with more, but most of them, you talk to Rick Kranitz, the Oriole pitching coach, they came in the first half. So again, if you want to trust your teammate, you can trust him because he has been pitching very, very well. Take a look at our PNC scouting report. Burgeoning Bergie, because he has flourished. He's come out single man. Hey, extra base hits. We don't want anything of that. And then Pac-12, the Jays have done a good job. 22 earned runs against him in 28 1/3 innings. So he's been pecked to some degree by the Blue Jays.
Can the Orioles get the sweep done? Certainly the way they have played for the last 2 games, every reason to believe that they can. And Brad Bergeson, as the starters have for the last month, will play the big role in that, set the tone for the ball game. Ready to go, and at the top of the order, this is Dwayne Wise. Wise has appeared as a defensive replacement. He will take the first pitch for a strike. As far as this series is concerned, gets his first start. Had a 5-game hit streak, ended against Texas 5 days ago. That ball is foul outside of first base, and the count goes to 0-2 on Wise. He has not had a hit in his last 13 at-bats.
Yeah, 101st at-bat of the year. Freddie Lewis, the last time the Jays came in, was hot and did a number on the Orioles. But again, lefties hit Bergeson better than righties, at least from an average number, so he's in there.
0-2 delivery. The left-hander's 313, right-hander's 278 off Brad Bergeson. He's given up 11 home runs to each side of the plate this season. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Wise will take it in the air to center. Adam Jones had a busy night last night and starts the same way here in this one.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Oriole defense here at Camden Yards, and again on a beautiful night. PA in left, Jones, Markakis, that's your outfield. Wigington, Asturis, Roberts, and Luke Scott, who DH'd last night, will play first base. And Matt Wieters again behind the plate, heating up in the month of September when it comes to hitting.
The Orioles come in 8-5 on the month for Toronto. They are 4-9. Toronto's only a game above 500 right now. Their goal to stay above that 500 mark on the season. These 2 teams have another series left in Toronto. Jays now have the 12-2 edge in the series. For the Orioles this year, they have had sweeps against Boston, Washington, a 4-game sweep against Texas, and twice have swept the Angels. Here's the 0-2 delivery. That's way inside. Toronto has been swept by the Angels, by Boston, by Colorado, and lost in a 4-game series. They were swept by the Indians. 1-2 delivery to Escobar, and that 2 is going to be inside. 2-2.
Well, that is a great way of getting hitters, especially hot hitters. Escobar with 3 hits on Monday night off the plate. Just move their feet a little bit, make them dance.
Escobar's gone 5 for 8 in this series, where not many of the Jays have been hitting. He'll chop that one towards third base. Wigginton's over there tonight, and Scott's at first, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, you kind of move the feet and then get them out with a nice breaking ball. So again, you talked about the last 2 games, Gary, the first 2 wins for the Orioles, and they got the early lead because their starting pitching has been terrific.
Just unbelievable, and Orioles can't ask for much more. In the last 8 games, Orioles starters 4-0, a 1.79 ERA in the last 8 for the starters. Big swing and miss, and Bautista's been held here in this series. He's not had a hit. He's gone 0 for 7. He is 0 for his last 9. The 46 home runs still on the board, trying to become the first Jay to reach the 50 home run mark, and also, of course, looking to win the home run title. In the air, left center field will add another one. Bautista, goodbye home run. There is number 47, and you just can't hold down the power for 3 games.
Well, now he's 2 for 10 or 1 for 1, so that will tie George Bell. George with 47 as a J back in 1987. What did it take A-Rod to get 600? Not that 47 is as much as 600, but watch this pitch. Fastball hitter right down the chute. And this ball just clobbered. So one of the few balls he's actually got down in the strike zone, thigh high, and then maybe didn't get the hit it here sign, but close in that territory.
So Bautista with the home run and a 1-0 lead. 23rd home run surrendered on the season by Brad Bergeson. It is the 7th home run against the Orioles by Bautista on the year. And a strike taken by Vernon Wells. Wells with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He's got a 5-game hit streak coming into tonight's game. And he'll chop that one foul at the plate.
And if you're on a roll, and Brad Bergeson, as we showed you, he's won 3 out of his last 4 decisions. Got beat up in Boston when they got 5 runs in the 2nd inning, 3 of them unearned. Solo home run doesn't bother you. I mean, it is a run. This guy hits them off of everybody. That's how he has 47. And you just move on and hope that your team supports you offensively.
1-2 delivery to Wells. That's going to skip away outside. And the count will go to 2-2. With that home run, the Jays now have had home runs in 17 consecutive ball games. They, of course, as a team, lead the majors in homers ahead of the Red Sox. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. And Bergeson will miss inside, and the count will go full. A 3-ball, 2-strike count on Vernon Wells. Wells' hit streak has been extended to 1 hit per game of late. He'll hit that one to third. Short hop. Wigginton not going to be able to make the play. And Wells is on. It'll be an error charged on Ty Wigginton.
It almost looks like he loses this ball in the lights, because again, not that he's played a lot at third lately. He would have come in a little bit sooner. Maybe didn't pick it up. It's a routine play unless you have to play it on the short hop, and for some reason either didn't see it or couldn't quite get a good read. I mean, that's one of the more important things, is how do you react to the ball coming off the bat? Didn't do a good job of it, and they will give him an error.
So that will be error number 20 on the season on Ty Wigginton. And keeps it alive for Overbay. Overbay, too, trying to get out of a mini slump. He's not had a hit in this series. He's gone 0 for 7. And he is 0 for his last 9. 0-1 count. Overbay will take the off-speed delivery that is in there for a strike. Wells is on at first base.
Gary, we get a chance to see, and Overbay, of course, the average not where he wants to, but the power numbers are pretty good at 19. The balls he's hit well, right at people, and he's hit about 3 of them. And nothing to show in this series.
Inside out, over the bag. That's a fair ball down the line. Wells is on his way to third. Overbay to second. Wells is going to be waved home. They've got a definite play at the plate. The relay throw there, and he is out. As they tested PA, tracking that ball down, and Wells came around hard. PA able to find it with the fans reaching out, and the relay throw by Wigginton, and Wieters had it blocked. Bautista gets the home run, but the Orioles get the final out at the plate. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the O's tonight. Roberts back in. Markakis, Wigginton, Scott, P.A., Jones, Wieters, Patterson, and Torres. A great September going for the Oriole catcher.
And let's take a look at our PNC scouting report. A coming out party for Kyle Drabek, as this will be his Major League debut. Power stuff, power curveball, can throw 91 to 97. And his dad, a former Cy Young Award winner, 1990. Great genes.
G-E-N-E-S.
Yes, G-E-N. Yes. Well, I did see him. He good looking genes yesterday, too.
Good. 22 years old. His dad's on hand. His wife's on hand. His brother drove up from North Carolina today. So everybody's here. Doug Drabek on the right. 13 years. He started games with the Orioles. He finished with the Orioles. Drabek's starting against the Orioles. And a ground ball to third. That's going to be a base hit. So Brian Roberts greets him with a single. For Buck Showalter, before the game, a chance to talk about the 22-year-old right-hander.
You'll be impressed tonight. This kid with really good stuff. If he gets through the first inning or two emotionally, you're going to get to see a pretty good pitcher here tonight. That's going to be a different emotional thing for him, first inning or two. Once he gets by that, you want to see if the command issue will be an issue early. You look at his track record of walks and strikeouts in AA this year. Walks have been very manageable for him. We've seen so many times how statistics down there don't play up here.
Roberts will get down to second base as Nick Markakis continues his hit streak to 11 games. As the Orioles' first two hitters, Roberts, Markakis, are on against Drabek.
Again, just a fastball. I mean, he locates it well, maybe a little bit too much of the plate. 94, and again, this is the big leagues. You don't face too many guys like Nick Markakis at all in the minor leagues, and he just takes the ball to left field, which he does as well as anybody in baseball.
So the O's trying to get back as Wigginton with the big cut on the breaking ball. Ty with the 20 home runs and 67 RBIs.
Well, Gary, the scouts rate your pitches 20 to 80, and on that, and 80 being the highest, obviously. His curveball's a 70, and that's about as good as it gets.
Doesn't hold the runners, and a double steal.
Well, Buck Showalter, this is not the first time he ever managed a club that has a youngster on there, so they take advantage of just, again, lack of focus. You come out there, we all, when we're going to be starting pitchers in the big leagues, you got to go through this. So he just kind of loses his focus. You have good speed at first and second. Now they're at second and third. They're taking advantage of
10 stolen bases for Roberts and 7 for Markakis. And now Wigginton, 2 in scoring position, and the 1-1 fastball at the knees for a strike.
And he's got a good one. And all the scouts that I talked to that have seen him pitch, and at AA, and he comes out of the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, where he pitched a no-hitter on July 4th, said he's got great sink on that fastball. So it's not like it's straight. It's not just, 95 hittable. It's got good movement.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. That's going to be down low. Buck stops it. He'll have the advantage of his catcher having caught him in a rehab this year. Buck, who had a thumb injury, got sent down to AA ball and actually caught a game that Drabek pitched. So he has had an opportunity to actually work behind the plate with this 22-year-old. That's got to help. Drabek himself said, I got to get through this first inning. I know the adrenaline's going to be pumping, and with all the family on hand watching in a major league debut, he said, I've got to find a way to get around that. In the dirt, Buck again doing a little knee walking and makes a real nice stop. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
And I think they know. I mean, I talked to Bruce Walton, the pitching coach. They know that he can be high-strung. He has a history of doing that. He's calmed down a lot, which is one of the reasons he's here at the big leagues. 114, lost 9. But I think John Buck is very aware that he's going to be dancing around back there. And there is Bruce Walton, the pitching coach for the Jays.
3-2 delivery, 2 on, and that will be fouled off. Got just enough.
Bruce Walton said we may see 50% of those fastballs down in the zone. We may see 50 up because, again, this is the first time you've ever done this. I think he's already learned, as his dad did, who came up in 1986, was actually with the Yankees, that hitters are better at this level.
They better be.
Yep, well, you're right.
Or you're in trouble.
Exactly.
3 ball, 2 strikeout on Wigginton. And Wigginton will go down swinging. The Drabek will get a K. Throw made by Buck to Overbay. 1 down.
Man, this is the big equalizer, the power curveball. One of our keys to the game, power stuff, and this is part of the package. And again, I mean, look at the fact that Buck could catch that ball. That's your routine curveball.
Talking about the strikeout walk ratio, you heard Buck Showalter saying that it was very good, and indeed that's the case. He struck out 132 while walking 68 in the Eastern League. He was 14-9 there in 27 game starts as the Eastern League Pitcher of the Year with a 2.94 ERA pitching in New Hampshire. He had the 3rd best ERA in the league, 3rd in innings pitched. It's 1 down here, and Scott will take it inside. He was 3rd in the league in strikeouts and had the 4th most walks with the 68 that he gave up. Roberts on at 3rd base. Markakis on at 2nd. The Orioles down a run here in the 1st, trying to get it back. Luke Scott, a 2 for 6 so far in this series. So a chance for a couple of RBIs in his first at bat. 1-0 delivery towards second base. Didn't get one home. Hill will make the throw, and the ball game is tied. Scott with the RBI. Roberts crosses. Markakis goes to 3rd.
Take a look at the Toronto defense behind Kyle Drabek tonight. Snyder, Wells, and Dwayne Wise out in right field tonight as Batista will move over to 3rd. Escobar, Hill, Overbay, and then John Buck already has flagged down that 3-2 curveball in the dirt. He'll be doing the catching today.
66 RBIs for Luke Scott. And now Markakis on at 3rd base, and here is Felix Piet.
Tell you what, if he could bunt at all, this defense would not be playing where they're playing. And there's probably something he's going to work on in spring training next year.
Guaranteed if Buck Showalter has anything to say about it, and he does. 2 for 3 last night, 2 singles, 2 walks, 2 RBI, 2 runs. Deuces wild for PA, and the Orioles 11-3 win.
I mean, everybody back in their infield. So again, you know, normally with 2 outs, you're not going to be bunting with the man on 3rd. If they're going to play almost, I mean, look at the 3rd baseman and Overbay. Yeah, there he comes into your picture. So again, it's not that you always bunt. It's just that if you can bunt, they'll change the defense, makes you a better hitter.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him, and that's going to be fouled the other way again. And here is the chance for Drabek to settle down. He had 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. If he can get through this and give up only 1 run, that would be a lot better than what it looked like it was going to be.
Yeah, I think he's already settled down. I mean, he got the big strikeout, runners at 2nd and 3rd, got a ground ball. You'll give up maybe a run to get out of the inning, and he's 1 pitch away from doing that.
Here's the 1-2 delivery, and he does. He gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. The Drabek gets through the 1st. The Orioles will get a run back, and this one is tied 1-1. Is brought to you by Luna. We take a look at our doubles board. The American League leaders in doubles, Red Sox, then these Jays, not too far behind the Twins, Tigers, and Rays. Call for the Luna double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Brad Bergeson back to work here against Aaron Hill. Last night, the 3-run homer to put the Jays on the board. That would be all they would get, losing 11-3. And it is the only hit that he has had in the series. He's gone 1 for 8.
Yeah, pretty impactful hitter, though, when you get a ball in the middle of the plate like he did. Pedro Viola, his major league debut.
That one is in the air to right. Markakis at the wall and makes a fine catch. Nick Markakis, who has learned how to patrol that scoreboard wall, makes another nice play.
Well, he gets over and the ball's slicing away. So, again, right here you can see that he's got it timed. And, of course, if that ball goes off the wall, Adam Jones maybe not getting over there quite quickly as he can, because if you trap that club and it kicks to right center, you're at least talking a triple. So Berge goes, well, I'm back even. There's an extra base hit that was robbed away. He's got to win a Gold Glove at some point in his career, wouldn't you think, with Markakis, if they...
As steady as anybody can be in the outfield. Maybe not as spectacular, but that's because he does things so easily out there. He gets the out. Lind is up the DH. 2 for 8 in this series. Adam Lind, 229 on the year, 22 homers, and the 68 RBIs. All of these hitters in this lineup tonight have had at least one hit against Brad Bergeson in their career. Lind is now 6 for 13 against Bergeson on the fly ball out. O's and Yankees are ready to get it on again. The 3-game weekend series this weekend. Friday, stick around after the game. Final fireworks of the year. Gather up your family and friends and enjoy a great night of baseball and fireworks. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. And it will matter, of course, for the Yankees. They're playing Tampa Bay again tonight as those two teams battle for first place in the American League East.
A couple of dramatic home runs. Brignac wins it in the extra innings on Monday night. Posada pinch hits at 432 to straightaway center.
So the Yankees lead Tampa Bay by a half game coming into this rubber match of their 3-game set. The Yankees will also have tomorrow off before they come to Baltimore to open up the weekend series. Here's the 0-1 delivery by Bergeson to Buck. 2 day games today affecting the postseason. Colorado beat San Diego, and so Colorado's back to within 2.5 games. The Giants are now just 1 game behind the Padres, who continue to lead the National League West, but by a very slim margin. And Atlanta lost today, so they now trail Philadelphia by 2.5. As they begin to fall away, their hope now more the wild card than winning the division. 1-2 delivery to Buck. That's a roller. Wigginton's going to have to hustle it. Slow runner. And makes the play. Ferguson coming back with some defensive help in the inning. Retires the Jays in order. Game tied at 1. On Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. 1-1 ball game as the Orioles go after the sweep and their 58th win of the season. Orioles have won their last 2 and also have a 4-game win streak here at home. And the last time that the Orioles won 5 consecutive games at home, you got to go back. 4 consecutive series, rather. You got to go back to 98, as they are looking now to make it 5, and they won 5 consecutive series in that 98 season towards the end of the year. So Orioles baseball continues to be turned around, 26-15 under Buck. Bottom of the second inning, and that's going to be outside as Adam Jones stands in. Big series, 4 for 8. 3-run homer last night. Multi-hits in 4 of the last 6 games that he's played. And he's pumping the average up. Swung on a miss. Draybeck with a good pitch down and away.
Yeah, that's not the curveball, the slider. That's his 3rd breaking ball, and then he's got a changeup to go with it. Well, hitting .433 in the month of September. 1st September he's really played. He's been healthy. With the ankle.
And looking good. Came back inside on him that time.
Well, this kid's got exceptional stuff. Everybody just said that if he can control his emotions, and that's difficult for anybody. But the talent certainly is there.
1-2 delivery on the way outside. He's already been penciled in for the starting rotation next year, even though he's only 22 and this is his major league debut. He, Markham, Romero, Cecil, and Morrow are right now the 5 that will go for whoever replaces Cito Gaston, who's moving up to the front office. Their new manager is going to have a potentially devastating rotation. And he's got 3 strikeouts in the game as Jones is gone.
Well, check out this slider. Puck slides to the outside corner. Ball hits the corner. So not only the curveball, that's what Wigginton swung through, but again, a late breaking slider with a 2-seamer that runs in on your hand if you're a right-handed hitter.
And our Exmo brought to you by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. Matt Wieters with a 3 for 9 in the series. Matt, like Jones, having a very fine month of September. He will take that for a strike, hitting .389 with a home run this month. 11 homers on the year and 53 RBIs. Kyle Draybeck should finish up the story with his dad. I mean, the connections are interesting. His dad debuted with the Yankees in '86, and he debuted as a starter against the Orioles in Baltimore. He gave 4 innings worth of work, non-decision, couple of strikeouts, didn't give up any runs, had 2 walks. And then his dad would finish with the Orioles as an Oriole pitcher. He went 6-11, Draybeck did, and his final game was in relief at Boston for the O's in '98. A career 155, 134 record. 1990 Cy Young with Pittsburgh when he went 22-6. Swung and a miss, and he's smiling now as his son struck out the last 3. That's 4 Ks in the game. Tonight's Maryland Lottery Hit It Here fan of the game is Donna Morris from Westminster. If an Orioles player hits the Hit It Here sign located in the bullpen area, Donna, you're going to win $100,000. To find out more about how you can become fan of the game, visit mdlottery.com. Hit It Here. 2 away in the second inning. Corey Patterson getting the start as the designated hitter. He'll go to second base. Gloved Hill, 360 and got him. Draybeck goes through the inning 1, 2, 3. We've completed 2. It's 1-1.
with day to day with him. His availability is not known right now, but it should be a little better than yesterday. And, Mattis, too, checked out on him. The bruise is in pretty good shape. He's going to throw a little bit today and see where he is. And when we get a feel for that, we'll figure out where we're going to slot him back in.
All right, and an update for you as Brian Roberts obviously getting the start in the ball game tonight. Good news from what it was a couple of days ago for Lugo, and that's why he's smiling a bit there. Is that maybe some sinus problems that were creating all the headaches as opposed to a concussion problem.
Yeah, kind of concurrent with getting hit in the head in Anaheim, so he thought it could be something else.
Brad Bergeson on the delivery. We'll have it looped to left. PA. Snyder's retired. One away here in the third inning.
Well, I think Brad has gotten a message, and it was delivered by Kyle Drabeck. I mean, everybody, I've heard for years, well, you're not pitching against the other pitcher, but you kind of are. You got to get their hitters out, but you still note what and how he's pitching. So, again, for Drabeck, awfully good stuff. You know that maybe that first inning is going to be a bad inning. You better pitch well tonight.
And that one's going to be fouled back. Wise flied out to center field his first time up in the leadoff spot. For Berge, he is 0-2 against Toronto this year in 3 outings. Non-decisioned in his first start. 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 2/3. That's his first start of the year. Hits the ground ball to Brian Roberts. And there 2 down. He pitched against Toronto in a 4-2 loss. He gave up 4 runs, 9 hits, and 6 in the last outing, July 26 against Toronto. He lost that ball game. 8-2 was the final. He gave up 8 runs on 10 hits and 5 innings. Tied a career high with those 8 runs allowed in that ball game.
Yeah, 3 home runs again tonight. Of course, hey, going to give up home runs, just make them solos. Little different pitcher though. More confident, better stuff, more 4-seam fastballs, better velocity, better command with his pitches, and we'll see how that plays here tonight.
2 down. Here's Yanel Escobar, and he goes to short. Got jammed 1 hop by his turns. It's a getaway night and a 1-2-3 inning. That's 6 in a row. Retired by Bergeson. 1-1. And it is time for our Lowe's home field advantage. Take a look at the Orioles at home under Buck Showalter so far, 14-8. The team average 281, 4.7 runs a game, and ERA of 3.07. Gotta like that at home. Scott's Products. Keep your lawn lush and green. Visit Lowe's for a chance to win a VIP World Series experience. Compliments of Scott's.
I think they'd like to take that act on the road, too. Those numbers.
Take that anywhere.
Yep.
And here's his Taurus 4-game hit streak. He's had a 2 for 5 in this series. The Orioles shortstop, Kyle Drabeck, misses with that one, and the count goes to 2-0. 4 strikeouts for Drabeck so far in the ball game. In at third base, Bautista. Yes, that is Bautista, the right fielder, who also plays at third.
And look at the bunt, the attempted bunt on the first pitch. Look where he's playing now. That's what the possibility of a bunt will do. And maybe there's your little wildness that we heard about.
So he surrenders the walk, his first. Leadoff batter on. The Orioles in the third inning. A reminder on Sunday, the first 10,000 fans, 15 and over at the Yankee game at 1:35 are going to get the Oriole tote bag presented by the Sarasota Convention and Visitors Bureau. Plus, pre-registered youth fall sports teams can take part in the pregame parade on the field. Details 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. Brian Roberts delivered a single and scored in the first inning. In again at third, Bautista. For Brian, this has been a great September, too. Monday night, 13th career leadoff homer. He was hit by a pitch, had to leave the game, missed a game, and is now back. He's hit safely in 15 of the last 18 games that he has played in, with 8 multi-hit games in those 18.
Well, that's the Brian that we know and love.
352 batting average during that time. Buck going out to try and settle down the youngster.
Well, yeah, that second inning was sterling. Great command. He threw a fastball to Matt Wieters for a strikeout. His third consecutive strikeout that the bottom dropped out. But all of a sudden now he's lost his release point, at least for 5 pitches.
He was traded from Philadelphia in the Holiday deal. You had to give something to get something. That one in the air to right field, hit hard. Wise going back, will not have a play, off the wall. As Torres is heading to third, he's going to be waved home. Gary Allenson set him. Here's the throw. Buck is there. No chance. So as Torres out, a double for Roberts.
Again, you got to throw a strike. Brian is waiting, and he's going to hook it down in the corner, and then the ball will hit that screen and kick away. And it's just not a good decision right here. You're going to have second and third, nobody out. They take a chance. They execute. And not even close at home plate. Sturris wondering where I can go and not get hurt.
Yes.
That's just an out. It's funny. You always talk about the other team gives you an extra out. The Orioles just gave one to Toronto.
Here's Nick Markakis now with the runner on at second base. And Nick will take it down low. For Nick, the numbers keep piling up. 11th career homer against Toronto last night. He's hit safely in 22 of the last 23. He has an 11-game hit streak that he continued with a single in the first inning. Now an RBI chance. Interesting here that Escobar, the shortstop, is playing almost at second base. And Markakis, who so often takes that ball to left field, has nobody in the shortstop hole.
Well, especially if you're going to pitch him away. They pitched him in. Now, a little different tonight because Drabek throws harder than Sean Hill. But they came in last night, he homered. So, again, where are you going to pitch him? And if you're going to pitch him away, part of pitching a guy away is the defensive net. But, again, maybe their advanced scouts say, well, and, of course, we see him every day. He hits a lot of ground balls.
Yeah.
He pokes it to left, especially with 2 strikes. This may not be the case here because it's 2-0. Maybe looking for a ball to drive.
He's .377 against Toronto with runners in scoring position. And that pitch is in there for a strike. He's done damage when he's had the opportunity against this Blue Jays team this year, even though the Orioles have only a couple of wins under their belt. Nick hitting .327 against the Jays, the 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Off second base, but not by much, as Roberts. 1 down, 2-1 delivery. That'll be in the dirt. Buck will scoop that one up as well. And a 3-ball, 1 strike count of Markakis.
Yeah, and that getting Sturris thrown out allows you, because you get it out. It would have been second and third with your hottest hitter in the lineup coming up. With Wigington, you've already struck him out. You're thinking, oh, I'm going to be perfect here. You got one of the hottest hitters in baseball, so you're behind him 3-1. You're not going to give in. You'll take your chances with Wiggy on deck.
3-1 delivery by Drabek. Bugler sits up. Whoa. He set way outside, but it was a called strike. 3-2.
The ball was about 4 inches off the outside corner.
He intended to walk him and couldn't do it.
Well, he did, but Paul Emmel didn't go for it. It's just bad umpiring. You just don't. I mean, your job is not to call that pitch a strike.
Now let's see where Buck goes. Watch where he sets up here. Again, way outside, and again down low. That's what they were trying to do in the first place. So 2 walks in the inning, putting runners on at first and second base, with Wigginton coming up and 1 down. Drabek in the minors this season was a pronounced ground ball pitcher, about a 2-to-1 ratio, ground balls to fly balls.
Well, that's a good sinker. I mean, he can get him sink the ball with the best of them.
Working on the changeup, which is the pitch that's still under construction. The others he's got pretty good control of. Ty Wigginton. Wigginton will take it down low. Wiggy had the chance in the first inning with runners at second and third, struck out. Now runners at first and second. One-0. Roberts jumping around at second base. Wigginton will go to short, not hit hard. Trouble out of the glove, 1, and that's it. Roberts will stop at third base. Wigginton, on the fielder's choice, reaches first.
Now, strike out the first time, a little sinker right here, and gets in on his fist, and Escobar and slides his way to getting the runner at second base.
So Luke Scott will get the opportunity now. First and third and 2 down. Tie ball game. Luke picked up the RBI on a ground ball out in the first inning. Continues with that tremendous home average of 344 here at Camden Yards. Third best home average in the American League. Drabek's delivery. And Scott is swinging a miss.
Wow. Look at that changeup. Well, you can see why this guy out of high school, apparently, wide receiver, 10-0, 180 ERA, good hitter, 6 home runs. And look at the changeup, the depth of that, just bottom drops out.
That's under construction. We're pretty well near the top brick.
Yes. Almost done.
Well, that's what he's been working on, we were told, all year, in large part. 0-1 count. Scott will ground that to second base. Hill is up with it. And Drabek works out of it. So the first out coming at the plate. You playing peekaboo with me. Where's Mommy? Where's Mommy? For Oriole pitchers, Brad Bergeson, keep it on the move, said his skipper.
I haven't had a lot of good pitchers that had real slow tempo. There are some exceptions, but I just think he's confident about what he's throwing, and it kind of fits his personality and his mindset. I just think you can tell a lot about a person by just watching a pitcher by watching the tempo they work at.
Buck Showalter takes a look at that. There was a reference in there to Jake Arrieta, whose tempo is less than quick. And that's where he was talking about, it kind of fits his personality. Swung on and missed. And him chasing that one. Bautista, the home run, his 47th, came in the first inning, increasing his lead with this one.
Yeah, we talked about that. Good slider there. The fastball was right down the middle. 92. He crunched it. But that's what he does. And you learn from that. That's just part of pitching in the big leagues. You make mistakes to good fastball hitters. This guy, we saw him. This because he was 1 for 9. He was trying to elevate the ball and get it out of the ballpark, just didn't do it.
1 ball, 2 strike count on him. He has 6 home runs now here at Camden Yards in his career. And Ferguson came back in to get him.
And when you're on a roll and you're pitching well and you have confidence and you just change the area where you throw your fastball. I think the one difference is he went to a 4-seamer, but right here, when you get confidence, you look at your H.H. Gregg, this is a 2-seamer. You could see it a little bit side spin. That's what happens from a righty to a righty. Ball's going to sink down and in, and he swings right over it.
1 away. Here's Vernon Wells, who amazingly takes a pitch. Vernon Wells doesn't do much of that. Of all the players in the majors, there are few, if any, who go after the first pitch any more often than does Vernon Wells. 2-strike count on him. Both of these pitchers throwing strikes. For Brad Ferguson, first 18 games he had 35 strikeouts. The last 8 he's had 35 strikeouts. The difference is the walks. They have disappeared. In his first 18 games he walked 29 batters. The last 8, 15. He has cut the ratio back. When you keep those free passes off bases, you get a much better chance of getting through innings, getting outs, and putting the ERA down. Wells will ground that one down to third. Wigginton, boy, he's been called on for tough plays. Not this time. It'll be an infield hit for Wells and a 6-game hit streak. Make your deposits now for the 2011 Orioles full and partial season plan. Gain access to the best seats available. Major League Baseball's biggest and best benefits package, the Orange Carpet Program. You'll save the cost of individual tickets, never pay ticketing fees again, and guarantee your access to opening day tickets. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. And next season for the Orioles will open up at Tampa Bay early, April 1. The home opener against the Tigers on April 4. They've got a long homestand filed away. There are about 3 long homestands next year. There's one in April. It's got Minnesota, New York, and Boston all coming in. Here at home, Washington, Cincinnati, and St. Louis will be the interleague games. And the season's going to end at the end of September with 3 games against the Red Sox here at Camden Yards, part of the schedule for next year. Overbay, a double his first time up as a runner on at first base. Swings through that one 0-2.
Yeah, Brad made a pretty good pitch, and Overbay, Lyle said, hey, I've hit it hard. I'll just hit it soft, hit it right over the bag. And then the great relay from PA by Historis, and then Wigginton atoned for his error and threw a J out at the plate.
0-2 count. And a ground ball towards second base. This time Brian Roberts has his Taurus, and there's 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Double play and a 1-1 game. Oriole Park near Camden Yards. Make sure you go to the All-Star Cafe. It's on the club level, right side of the front desk when you're coming in, and it's a great place to go and just enjoy an outstanding meal. There's a marketplace-style food court, a rotating menu made to order entrees, and a great dessert station. I never go there myself, but I'm sure you'd like it. The All-Star Cafe. You'll also find Boog's Famous Barbecue on the club level. So the next time here, remember, All-Star Cafe, Oriole Park's club level. Brad Bergeson keeping his pace going here in this ball game.
Yeah, he likes to move around. It's tough to sit on the bench.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit.
Well, maybe not as
with a leadoff single.
Maybe not as tough as you would think when your guys start getting hits.
Start scoring. I'll sit there a while. Time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. And tonight, that question is, which father-son duo has the most combined wins all time? No.
We know that.
It's the only thing we know, but we do know that.
Father, son.
It's one of those trick questions.
Now, is that in the major leagues?
Toronto. Toronto's our hint.
Toronto's our hint.
Yeah, major leagues.
Okay.
I don't know. This moment of silence dedicated to all of you who don't know.
I don't like to give up, but I'm getting urging to give up from the truck. You don't want me to be 3 for 3. I'm trying to think. Well, I don't know. I mean, I would think it'd be.
I don't know.
Well, can he pitch in college?
What do you want? We can't give you enough hints.
Well, I'm going with Roger Clemens.
All right, Roger Clemens.
But it's not the right answer.
I know it isn't. But we got to get on with the show. You know what I mean? 1 ball, 1 on Jones is struck out. It's like in hockey. Whose father-son combination scored the most goals? Gretzky and his kid. Or all his kids?
I have no idea.
All right, father-son.
Blanked.
Answer is Mel and Todd. That's a legitimate answer.
I did not know that.
Nope. Mel and Todd Stottlemyre both were outstanding pitchers. All righty then. Let's mark that one down as another thing you didn't know. This book's getting full. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that'll be fouled away. Adam, 4 hits, 9 at bats so far in this series. Trying to catch up to that one on Draybeck. Takes a little walk after that swing. Runner on at first base, PA with a single. 4th inning. Orioles have a run on 4 hits. The Jays a run on 3. Jays took the lead. Bautista's home run. Orioles got it right back. RBI Scott on a ground ball out, bringing in Brian Roberts. 2-2 delivery. And that will miss outside, and a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
So a good running situation. You would assume he'll be going. And if you're John Buck, if you see PA go, you still have to frame the pitch. Otherwise, it's ball 4. It's a perfect time to run. Only bad news if Jones would hit something, a line drive, or one of your infielders.
3-2, PA runs. Ground ball towards short. It'll avoid the double play. Got to go to first. Escobar will get it there. Jones is retired. 1 down, but the Orioles get a runner into scoring position.
See, that's that. Yeah, that's that little nuance. If you don't go 3 and 2, they don't run. And it's probably a double play ball.
Yeah. Pretty good chance.
Yep. Hit even hard, right up to shortstop. Yep.
1 down. Here's Matt Wieters, a strikeout victim. Draybeck with 1 away. Told you about the month Wieters is having. 389 average. On base percentage, 442 this month. His slugging is 583. He has raised his average by 13. His on base percentage by 13. His slugging percentage by 20 points. And his OPS by 32 points so far this month. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And that's going to get away. That was not fouled off. Buck just did not handle it. And over to third base goes PA. And a pass ball charged on John Buck.
You know, what's this curveball? I mean, it's just a downer. They just go straight down. They've talked about it again. I mean, it's one of the more highly rated curveballs you're going to see.
Now the infield's going to move in.
Well, you know, they compare him, and that's a little bit unfair because to Tom Gordon. And Tom Gordon came up through the minor leagues, and you know, little guy 5'9" and has about as good overhand curveball and a real firm fastball.
1-1 delivery. Wieters into the screen. Cito Gaston playing this one close to the vest in the fourth inning of a 1-1 ball game.
Well, you know, I think you can do it, Gary, because even if Matt Wieters gets on, he's not going to steal a base. You know, if there's a guy that could steal a base, but again, you have a guy, the sinker's going down, the curveball's going down. Try to get him to hit a ground ball.
1-2. PA not likely to go on contact here with the infield in. Our game flow brought to you by Bank of America. It has been about a quick-paced pitching duel so far with Brad Bergeson and Kyle Drabek. Drabek in his major league debut. They're moving the game along effectively and quickly. PA off third. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Both teams have already had the no-nos. Two of the no-nos in baseball is in the first inning for Toronto. Final out was recorded at the plate. And for the Orioles, their first out was recorded at the plate in an inning. Things that aren't supposed to happen. Chances taken and good plays made for a couple of outs at home. 2-2 delivery. Wieters a fastball up and in.
See, that's a pretty good pitch by a young pitcher, and Matt lays off it, so it runs the count to 3-2. Watch him try to come up and in. He gets it there, but just a little high. And 96.
3-2, one down. PA off third. And Wieters will take it, and he's on. So the Orioles cover the corners here. That is the third walk surrendered by Drabek. First and third, one out. Patterson coming up. Corey Patterson with an RBI chance in the DH role. He's only hit .222 in 29 games that he's played in since the All-Star break. And he's looking for some playing time here in the final half of this month. That'll be outside for a ball to Patterson.
Yeah, and their infield, they've gone back, but they haven't gone way back because, again, you can't play that deep with Corey Patterson because of his speed. So, you know, normally you're going to creep in anyway, but especially with somebody that with the speed of Corey Patterson.
Only hit into 3 ground ball double plays. Bautista's even with the bag at third, and that's going to be a base hit. PA will score, and the Orioles have the lead 2-1 as Patterson comes through with the RBI.
Well, Corey makes a great adjustment. Watch him jump on this heater. Felt high, quick swing. Overbay's holding Wieters on, or he's at least in front of him. A couple of steps off the bag, and there's Felix who singled to. He'll score to make it 2-1.
So Patterson picks up his 31st RBI of the season, and the Orioles have the lead in the ball game for the first time, a 2-1. And that pass ball, at least to this point, mattered. It changed the complexion of the inning, sent PA over to third base, and brought him home easily on that ground ball base hit.
And it probably forced Drabek to be a little bit, I guess, more wary with a runner at third versus second. He ends up walking Wieters.
Now with one away is Torres up, and he's going to have a base hit into left center field. Wells over to get it. Late start Wieters. He'll be held. And the bases are loaded. So is Torres, a walk and a single. And the Orioles have loaded him up. Their third hit of the inning.
Yeah, Matt doesn't get a very good read on this ball. And anybody that's been around a game, and you really have to know where he's playing. You play, of course, they play as Torres a little bit shallower, but he doesn't get a good read off the bat. Does not want to get doubled up. Hence, he'll stop at third base. No RBI, no run scored for the Orioles.
So the bases are loaded for Brian Roberts. The walk to Wieters, the single by Patterson at second, and the single by his Torres. Brian's had only one chance with the bases loaded this year. He is 0 for 1. and will take the pitch for a strike. Let's see if the second baseman can have 2 nights in a row where they pick up key bases-loaded hits. Robert Andino started at second base last night, and in the 7th inning delivered a bases-clearing double with the sacks full. Well, Roberts back in at second base tonight, and he's got them loaded. 0-1 delivery is a chopper with the infield back. Play's going to be played one. They got a forced tag. They got to tag him, and they do. Boy, that is a tough double play. The run crossed before that second out was made, so Weeder's run will count in the inning. The Orioles pick up 2. It's a tough way to turn 2. Tonight's HD broadcast is brought to you by Ford. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. And by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you, and the Orioles lead at 3-1. That one by Aaron Hill is going to be the left. First ball hitting. PA's got it one away. Hill 0 for 2.
Well, you know, the scouting report, at least the advance report on Bergeson, throws a lot of strikes, and they're wailing. Well, not wailing, trying to wail.
Trying to wail. Yeah, they're jumping on first balls. Here is Adam Lind. He flied out to center field his first time up.
And, of course, you don't get those first pitch outs unless you throw strike one.
Bergeson is doing that. Bergeson gets a strike there.
So, yeah, you can see there's such a... And I think Buckner, Showalter, the Oriole skipper, alluded to it, just much more confident. Took a little bit off, just zoomed it over the outside corner. A little adding and subtracting. Early on, and of course it was a freak thing. If you're Brad Bergeson, you do a commercial, you hurt your shoulder, you're about 3 weeks behind everybody. You try to rush, it didn't work. So he wasn't.
That to short is Turris. A great down, up, and got him. Is Turris the play at short.
Well, again, and just imagine if you're anybody playing behind Brad Bergeson, you're on your toes. I mean, Turris has had a terrific year defensively. So right there, it's not 2 and 3, 3 and 2, and you're standing around, rocking around, trying to pace. There you go. I throw it, you catch it. Or as Louis Aparicio used to say, I am the catcher, you are the pitcher.
And he was the
yes,
pitcher.
He was.
A lot better than a lot of the pitchers. There are 2 down. Here's John Buck. 2 away, nobody on. Buck grounded out his first time up. Only 1 hit since the first inning, the single by Wells, but he got taken out on the double play. Side retired in order in the second, third. 2-0 count and 2 down. Buck will put it in the air to right. Nick Markakis. And that'll be that. A 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th with the Orioles on top by 2, trying to sweep the series. Is he going to be shut down after the performance last night in which he worked 6 innings, giving up no runs, 4 hits? The manager spoke to it today.
Isn't it great to have a pitcher that you want to keep going on, you know? That's the way I look at it. We're talking about, we know we're close. He could go one more outing, and the magic number is very close for him. He's got some extra off days. There is one benefit, Gary, because he has not pitched for me in Fenway Park. And Andy and I were talking about it today, and that would be a good experience for him. And we'll see how his work days go in between. There's a lot of things that you think about. He's getting a lot of extra days with the rotation the way it is with the off days. And I'd say 50-50 right now. We'll see where we are in a couple of days. I want to see how he feels in his work day, which happens Friday or Saturday.
Our Wired Wednesday with Buck Showalter, and clearly what Buck would like to do is see the days go well, the arm feel good, and get him a start at Fenway.
No indication other than that, though. You know, Jake wants to go out there, and I think it is important to pitch in Fenway. Obviously, Euclid is not playing, Pedroia is not playing, Ellsbury's not playing, but just the feel of that ballpark. It'd be nice to go into next season having experienced that.
That pitch is going to be taken outside by Markakis. Straight back in his debut. Has had 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. The Orioles have 3 runs on 6 hits off him. Nick Markakis, a single and a walk. An 11-game hit streak for Nick into left center field. Snyder. Markakis is retired, 1 away in the 5th. Tonight's fan of the game brought to you by the Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill. Check out the Green Turtle's new all-star value deals. A stacked roster of 10 full-size menu favorites at incredible prices. Find your neighborhood turtle at thegreenturtle.com, and you'll find him there at the French Fry Bar. 1 down, Ty Wigginton.
Well, Ty's not getting, he's not getting cheated tonight.
0-1 count. Wiggy wants to launch one here. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, and he pretty much does. That is going to be a fair ball into the corner. Right by the pole. He's going to try for 2. Snyder's going to try to get him, and does! What a throw! That took a perfect throw to get Wigginton, and it was. Tag put on by Hill.
Yeah, combination of hitting it really hard, and then, you know, last night Snyder double clutched on a play. Orioles were able to take advantage of it. Gets the kick. And look at this. Hardly any hesitation whatsoever, and I think he was safe. One of the toughest plays for second baseman when your back's to the ball, and again, the umpire gets in there late. The ball beat him, but he didn't tag him until the foot got on the bag.
Travis Snyder will be credited with the outfield assist. And we've had some plays on the base paths in this game.
Pretty obvious. It's amazing, and I'm sure Buck Showalter kind of wondered that. You have all that time, if you're an umpire, to actually, you know where the ball is, you know who's going to field it, you know where the runner is. Why would you be running?
Ground ball towards right, base hit. Luke Scott's on with a single. He had grounded out the second base twice, has an RBI. Now he's got a base hit in the ball game. We're talking about filling the spots for the Orioles. First, third are primary areas the Orioles are looking to. Free agent first baseman available next year. I can tell you the top 2 the Orioles have a real interest in. Giambi, Konerko, Derek Lee, David Ortiz. You got to believe the Red Sox will sign him. Lyle Overbay here with Toronto. Carlos Pena, Tampa Bay. They're probably going to keep him, and Crawford will be gone. Pujols, if he leaves, we'll have a story. But the first 2, Dunn and Berkman, genuine interest, I would think, by the Orioles.
Yeah, the only Dunn obviously a lot healthier than Lance Berkman. We'll see them on the weekend when he comes in. You know, he played with Houston his whole career until he was traded to the Yankees.
Swung out and missed. There's that turnover pitch again. PA with a single in the 4th. Scored a run. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Do you look at third base instead? You've got Beltre. Got to believe the Red Sox want to keep him. Jorge Cantu, Nick Punto, Feliz, Hall, Inge, Brandon Inge. Interesting. Is Turris. Lowell's going to retire. And of course, you got Ty Wigginton at first or third. 0-2 delivery is swung on and missed. Tag put on by Buck, and that's the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. 5 strikeouts for Kyle Drabek. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Brad Bergeson looking to continue the fine streak that he is on as the Orioles have the 3-1 lead in the ball game. Bergeson has been getting it done effectively and efficiently.
Yeah, only the solo home run to Jose Bautista, fastball down the middle. He's been able to get the leadoff batter on and off base in every inning, and that's a key again. So Bautista, singles to Wells and the double to Overbay, just a ground ball over the bag at third.
And that's going to be a base hit as Snyder's on. PA will get it in. So there's a leadoff single in the 6th inning. This season, Bergeson has retired leadoff batters 63% of the time, a little lower than what he'd like, but here in this ball game, that's the first leadoff batter to get on.
Again, another example, if scouting reports, the advanced reports tell you that a guy will bunt occasionally, you play in, and that's the reason the ball gets by Wigington. If he's back a couple of steps because you don't bunt, it's an out.
Dwayne Wise, 1 hit, 5 at-bats off Bergeson in his career.
And then now you bring a left-handed hitter up that'll try to shoot a ball into right field.
With first baseman holding the runner.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way the game is played, and that's why it's so important to get leadoff runners. We told you early on that, lefties hit. The power numbers are about equal opportunity home run thrower. 11 by lefties, now 12 by righties, but average much better with the left-handers.
And he's going to pump that one into right field. A little bloop shot going to third. Here's Markakis' throw. They go to second, and just missed. Almost another out on the base pass. Snyder suddenly remembered who was in right and tried to get back to second and just made it.
I think he forgot the scoreboard. He forgot who was out in right field, how the ball is hit, where he's playing, a bunch of stuff. And right here, and take a look right here. Now, I don't know how if Wigington is out at second, right here, ball beats him.
The call was right, and the other call was wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
He got back in by reaching around the tag. And fortunate for him, and Gary Darling had the right call. He saw Snyder pound his fist on the dirt like, you idiot, what were you thinking?
He will not be the first player to do that.
No.
Or coach or manager. I mean, it's the nature of the game.
So 2 on with nobody out. Escobar has grounded out twice. He's had 5 hits and 10 at-bats in this series. And will take that for a strike. Escobar hitting .429 against the Orioles. coming into this game.
Man, he's their best hitter with runners in scoring position. A couple of points over 300. And the way he does it, he just works the whole field. Even last year, we almost hit 300 for Atlanta, 14 home runs, but that's 78 RBIs. But gap to gap.
1-1 delivery shows bunt. Trying to bunt for a base hit. 1-2.
A decade ago, we were talking about how you fare with runners in scoring position and how many you face. So Millwood, of course, Guthrie, and then Mattis. So, a lot of times the more you face, even though your numbers are down, Brad's done a pretty good job, 268, but again, more guys in scoring position other than Kevin Millwood on this team.
And that's going to be inside, just missed. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Talking about Bergeson trying to keep the numbers going. 2.62 ERA, last 8 starts. He has left all of the games either leading or tied, and 3 or fewer runs in 7 of those 8. And just foul tipped at the plate by Escobar. Interesting comment. Cito Gaston asked about kind of a lollipop throw that Escobar made in the ballgame last night, and is that the kind of thing that Bobby Cox and Atlanta got tired of seeing and let him go? And Gaston said, he's still got some of that in him. And he's going to have to work his way out of that if he's going to stay here and play.
Yeah, he said he got fancy on it.
Yeah, got fancy on me. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that's right off the nub of the bat. There's 1, and there's 2. Runner goes to third, but there are 2 away.
See, when you work on this in spring training, you know who's covering. And again, you have to factor in how hard the ball's hit, who's running. And again, was it inside because he jams him a little bit? So all you have to do is pick up your shortstop, who obviously was covering. As Turris gets there, make a good throw, and it's going to be a double play. So 2/3 of the way of getting out of this inning on 1 pitch.
And you saw as Turris do what Buck Showalter was talking about last week on making the pivot. He said there's rarely a time when a runner should actually interfere with your making the pivot at second base. And he said if you do it right, you're in the air when you're making the throw and the runner cannot get to you. And that's exactly what his Turris did. Once he's got the bag and leaps into the air over the runner, he's golden. Swung on and missed by Bautista. A home run, and he is struck out. 47 dingers on the year. Runner on at third base, but there are 2 down. Bautista, the former Oriole, for 16 games. Towering pop up to center field. Jones has got it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles on top by 2. Orioles reach in the Oriole Advocates. It's the 2010 Cardboard to Leather Collection presented by Legg Mason at Oriole Park. It's going to be Saturday before the Yankees game. Volunteers at each gate to accept donations, new and gently used baseball and softball equipment. Monetary donations also accepted. Those contributing are going to get an autographed Luke Scott player card. Details OriolesReach.com. That's on Saturday. If you got something to contribute, goes to a great cause for kids to be able to play baseball and softball. Adam Jones against Straybeck, and the pitch is up high. Jones has grounded out, struck out.
And there it is again. Some clutch hitting. Brian Roberts, of course, double single. Luke Scott with an RBI. So again, the Orioles, seems like when they get their hits, which they got 16 of them last night, they seem to just be at the right times more often. And again, good pitching allows you to relax when you go to the plate. You don't have to score 7 to 8 to win.
Jones will take it for a strike on the outside corner. And Draybeck gets it 2-1. Adam, he's hit safely in 8 of the last 9 at a .412 clip for Adam Jones. 0 for 2 in this one. 2-1 delivery and a good off-speed pitch right there. 2-2.
Well, this is the way number one draft choices are supposed to throw the ball. You got $1.5 million plus a little bit of change by the Phillies. Yep. Well, high school pitcher, so he takes a little bit, I guess, because of again, the emotional part. Apparently, used to throw a lot of tantrums and so on and whatever, but he's really quieted down. But the arm, he's got an arm on him.
Said it was great to be able to go home and have his pitching coach in the living room, his dad working with him. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Adam Jones. And did he go? They'll check it first. No. Draybeck was talking about remembering times here at Camden Yards when he was a kid. He said, I remember being in the clubhouse hanging around the ballpark when his dad pitched here. 1998, as we told you, Doug Draybeck closed out his 13-year Major League career in an Orioles uniform. Here's the 3-2 delivery on the way, and Jones will put it in the air. Center field. It's deep. Warning track. Wells there, and he's got it. That's why he has Gold Gloves lined up.
And he makes it look so routine, and one of the reasons is because he plays a little extra step deeper. So does Torrey Hunter, who won 10 of them. So again, you're not getting to the wall as the ball arrives. You get there a little bit earlier. You're able to time it. You kind of get an anticipation of when you're going to hit the wall.
And yes, he did rob him of a home run.
Yes.
That ball would have been gone. Here's Wieters. He struck out, drawn a walk, scored a run, bullpen active. Draybeck's Major League debut. Sean Camp, Jesse Carlson. Matt 3 for 10 in this series. He'll take the pitch down low. And the count goes to 2-0, 1 away. Orioles have the 3-1 lead. Scott's got an RBI. Patterson an RBI on a base hit. Run scored on a double play. Brad Bergeson has not walked anybody, struck out 1. Given up just the run on 5 hits. The home run by Bautista. 3-0 delivery. Wieters tanking, and it is in there for a strike. Orioles have won 8 of their last 10 ball games. As the show continues that Major League Baseball is learning about and keeping an eye on. That one's going to go to the corner, and that will be a base hit. Snyder will cut it off. Wieters will have to stay at first base. And Snyder has done a real good job in left field of holding runners and in fact getting one at second base.
Yeah, 3-1 count. You're looking for a fastball, you get it. This is what Matt Wieters does so well, both lefty and righty. Hit the ball the other way, and then Snyder able to get to it. That's what a #1 draft choice does in the outfield.
Put all these things together and you're looking at a team next year in Toronto that once again a lot of people are going to be looking at. Strike on the outside corner. Corey Patterson, single and an RBI. He's grounded out. Corey's the DH. Wieters at first and 1 away. Down to first and foul.
Well, how about the guy that's at the plate? Guy that stepped up when Brian Robertson was out and you need PA was hurt. You signed Corey Patterson. You know what you're going to get because you played here before. But Corey's had a nice year. I mean, he's your speed guy along with Brian, who was injured the first 3.5, 4 months.
I would think his remaining with the ball club is going to solely depend on what happens in the trade department and free agent acquisition department in the offseason.
But he's made a lot of people aware that, again, used properly, that he can do a lot of things.
That's a chopper to first base. Overbay 1. There'll be no relay. So a fielder's choice. Wieters retired 3-6. Patterson is on with 2 down, and his Torres coming up.
Yeah, Lyle Overbay knew exactly who was running. Just catch it. Going to only get 1 because of Patterson's speed, but I'll get the lead runner. And he does. But he may not be staying here very long. 20 steals out of 23 attempts.
Buck throws him out 28% of the time. About 5% better than the average. There he goes. Here's the throw from the knees by Buck, and got him! Whoa! Buck in this series hasn't bothered to come up from the crouched position when he makes these throws. Patterson on a close play right again into the baseball. Against Hill. Wigginton at third base. Fine play to rob a base hit. There's Torres against Lynn. Another fine play. And has gone on all night. We've had 2 outs recorded at the plate, 1 for each team.
Yeah, good plays by Snyder, throwing Wigginton out at second base. A multitude in a well-pitched game, and of course that's usually the way it is. Everybody's very alert.
And Bergeson will get the strike in. Vernon Wells leading it off, a single. Reached on an error and got thrown out at the plate in the first inning. To end the inning. Popped up first base side. And Wieters will come over to get it. Wells is retired.
Yeah, you got DH playing first, and of course Matt came off a road trip where a couple of pop-ups dropped because I can catch those. And he does.
I was more than happy to let him come down and do that too, and Matt did.
Well, we know Wigginton doesn't want it.
No.
After the other night.
Unfair.
I know. Come on, he makes fun. Well, it's funny. You got to laugh at yourself if you play.
And
baseball.
He does.
Yes, he does.
And he plays.
And we're talking about a game where he makes a diving play to his left and then just doesn't even touch one.
Oh, it's Torres, another one. Overbay is robbed of a base hit.
Well, that's about 4 times he's hit rockets in this series and has nothing to show from it. And again, a guy that throws a lot of strikes. You're prepared, and then this is a Gold Glove shortstop, 2004 for the Dodgers. What a play by Astures. It keeps the tying run from coming to the plate.
Overbay I'll just go back. There are 2 outs in the 7th inning. Here's Hill.
Well, I mean, what an encouragement to throw strikes.
He's getting it.
Yeah.
Let him hit it. We'll catch it. 2 down, 1 strike count on Hill. Couple of fly ball outs. 2 batters in the lineup, Hill and Lynn back to back, who've really struggled at the plate this year with averages. And of the players who have 20 or more home runs, Aaron Hill and Adam Lind have the 2nd and 3rd lowest batting averages in the American League. Only Carlos Pena is above him. Pena's got 27 home runs and is hitting .202. Hill's got 24, hitting .212. And Adam Lind's got 22, hitting .229. So production without average.
Well, .286 for Hill last year with the 36 home runs, and then Lynn, even better, over 300. .305 with 35 home runs. It's been quite a fall average-wise for both of them.
Swung on and missed, and Ferguson's done. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. The Orioles on top in this one by a couple. Please drink responsibly.
Wow, 47th home run by Jose Bautista leads the major leagues. And then watch this little replay and relay to get Ferguson out of the 1st inning. Markakis with a great play. Defense everywhere. And then right here, Patterson will drive in another on PA scores. And then Wells defensively, 3 gold gloves. Robs last year's gold glover. And Drabek, not going to get a win, but could get, I suppose, a no decision. Pitches well at his first major league debut, his first start, and Ferguson just a little bit better to this point. So again, a pitcher's game with a lot of defense.
So the 22-year-old has finished his work, and that first major league game is under his belt, and the veteran Sean Camp is on to pitch.
Yeah, he's going to sink it, and he's got a good curveball, everything down in the strike zone, and he will throw a lot of strikes if he's on his game.
For Sean Camp, he's appeared now in 6 games. In the previous 5 against the Orioles, he's given up 1 run on 5 hits, a couple of walks, and 2 strikeouts against the O's on the season. The Orioles are after the sweep, a 3-game win streak, if they can get it. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Buck Showalter after his 27th win since taking over. Camp will work to his Turris, a walk, and a single, and a couple of great plays at short. First ball hitting to Overbay, who'll take it to the bag. 1 down in the 7th. The Brooks Robinson replica jerseys presented by Real Street Staffing, originally scheduled for July 17 to be given out, are now available. Jerseys delayed by a vendor error are now at the Fan Assistance Center located in the warehouse. Bring your voucher to any Orioles game or stop by the Assistance Center 9 to 5 weekdays, or for info 888-848-BIRD. Brian Roberts, he single doubled and hit into a double play.
Well, kind of vintage, you know. He got 2 hits on the first 4 pitches he saw tonight. 1 a double, 1 a single. They end up throwing Turris out at the plate. But again, he just does what he normally does. He's funny. I'm riding in today, and he's on 105.7 Masson Radio, and he said, usually the pitcher A young rookie like Draybuck has the advantage because you never really see him. And he's usually gone by the time you do, but he took one pitch and then singled to left. Took one pitch the next time, double to right. It really doesn't matter.
Get the pitch you want to hit.
Exactly.
Players can hit it.
And he does a terrific job of that.
Another multi-hit ball game for him tonight. And you'll take that one in the air to left. Snyder.
Yeah, a little drop step, and then he'll make it look pretty routine.
That'll retire Roberts. 2 down here in the 7th inning. That'll bring up Nick Markakis. Markakis has single, walked, and flied out. Extended his hit streak to 11 ball games. Hit that single in the first inning.
Yeah, shot Camp with 10 holds. Lefties hit him almost 92 point higher, over 300 versus in the low 200s with righties. But Cheeto Gaston, if you make your pitches, doesn't really matter if they're righties or lefties. That's at least what you'd like to have coming out of your bullpen.
During the hit streak Nick has going, 2 extra base hits, and they both have been home runs. And tonight he continued it with a single. He'll take that one in the air to center. Vernon Wells. He's got it, and we want to wish a happy birthday to Rick Craddock, celebrating a birthday today. Now, the players put up on the scoreboard that he was 60. That's not right. He's in his early 50s, Rick, and we know that. Happy birthday. Telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Great shot, Oriole Park, Camden Yards tonight, and the Orioles with a 3-1 lead in the ball game. Brad Bergeson out there. No walks, couple of strikeouts for him. The home run in the first inning by Bautista, that has been it. There have only been 2 left on base by the Jays, 1 in the first, 1 in the 6th. That's it. Lind has grounded out. A great play made by his Taurus, and he has flied out to center field. Designated hitter. 4th in strikeouts in the American League. Right back to the mound. Bergeson.
Well, we always talk about you become a defender after you release it, but are you able to do that because of your balance? And Berge does a nice job right there. You release the ball, you get the sinker going. He's thrown, a lot of 2-seamers and 4-seamers tonight. Mixed up his pitch as well with changeups and sliders. But can you field your position? And take a look right here. I mean, he's pretty much square. And makes that play look routine.
In the air to center field, John Buck. The engines in that plane must be revved up. There are 2 down here in the 8th inning.
Well, the amazing thing is, right there, you think you get a good pitch, but even when Bergeson got behind Buck and threw him a good slider the last time up, kind of a weak fly ball to right field. So it's almost like, and their manager and their hitting instructor, Cheeto Gaston and Dwayne Murphy, they're adamant about, hey, have an idea up there. Now, part of it is that Bergeson is around the strike zone with all his pitches tonight.
He'll miss down low with that. 2 down, nobody on. Snyder, single, and he is flying out to left field.
And the good news for Berge with a 2-run lead is you're not in real trouble until you get a guy on.
And 82 pitches. 1, 2, 3 retires the side in order, and another streak going, 7 in a row that he has set down. 3-1 lead. Out in a hurry. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight for Ferguson. No walks, couple of strikeouts, couple of double plays, and a chance to win his 7th of the year. For Bautista, 47 home runs. He leads the majors. Got it in the first inning. And for Izturis in this ball game, tremendous game at short. A couple of outstanding defensive plays. Has also picked up a single. Text in your vote A, B, or C. 51862. Brad Ferguson will hope for a couple more runs here. As we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Base hit. Wigginton, a couple of singles, leads off the 8th. With just enough to get it into the outfield.
Yeah, Escobar playing him to pull. He just kind of fisted. I mean, you can see Escobar on the left side of your screen. Just up the middle, didn't hit it hard. Just kind of sneaks it into center field. He'll take that. Said, I sure don't want to hit one down the line again and have to see if I can get the second.
Cito Gaston on his way out, and so is Camp. He will leave for Scott Downs coming on after having worked an inning plus and charged with 1 hit. So the Orioles trying to add to it in the 8th inning. If they're going to do so, it'll be against Scott Downs.
Yeah, really efficient pitcher for him. He gets lefties out. They're only hitting 169. Look at that. That's about the same walk ratio he had last year. 22 holds. That's when you come in and hold the lead for your closer, which is Kevin Gregg on this ball club. That is 4th in the American League. And year in and year out, this will be his 8th Major League season. He just gets you out one way or the other.
So the Orioles have a leadoff single. Orioles hoping under that moon tonight to have a 5-game home winning streak. It's something they've not done since May of last year. They have won 2 in a row overall. Trying to make it 3 and trying to make it 5 in a row here at home. Nobody out, runner at first. Luke Scott towards second base. Hill, a little flip, barehanded Escobar, and they turn 2.
Yeah, real nice play by Aaron Hill as he'll get it on the short hop. And again, you cheat in a little bit, not too much, because Scott can pull the ball, and then pretty tailor-made once he catches it. And I will tell you, shortstops say you can usually pick your hop, but right here, he didn't. Not able to stay below the hop and turn the double play.
So that will clear the bases. 2 down, nobody on. Felix P.A. 2 strikeouts, a single, and a run scored. Scott got the RBI in the 1st inning on a ground ball out. Patterson had an RBI base hit, another run scored on a double play. Ferguson has been out by a couple of double plays in the ball game by the Orioles defense, along with some fine singular out plays. 2 down, 1 strike delivery. PA takes it off speed, is in there, 0-2.
Yeah, this is only the 4th appearance, and you talked about how Toronto struggled in the month of September. Only the 4th appearance for Scott Downs, because they just haven't had enough leads. And then he's the guy to get you to your closer, and he's good at it.
0-2 delivery, and PA will take it. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Drabek worked 6 innings, 3 runs, 9 hits in his Major League debut. Ferguson is still in there, shot at his 2nd complete game of the year.
And of course, Downs is another guy that's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. A lot of people thought he'd be traded. He'd be one of their chips that Alex Anthopoulos, their general manager, would use to try to get young talent.
He got him, and we go to the 9th. The Orioles 3 outs away from a sweep. En Masse is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, 3-1 lead Orioles, 3 outs away from the sweep of the Jays. Defensively, the Orioles will put Wigginton over at first base, Luke Scott out of the game, and Josh Bell will come on to play at third where Wigginton had been. Ferguson goes to work, looking for a complete game number 2 on the year.
Yeah, nobody up in the bullpen trying to take the bunt away. They need a runner.
Wise to second base. Roberts, 1 down.
Well, about 3-4 starts ago, Brad Bergeson talking about, he said that what changed my whole season this year was I didn't have a good sinker, and I started throwing harder, more four-seamers. But tonight he's had both of them. I mean, right there, the two-seamer, you think you're on it if you're a left-handed hitter, ball runs down and away just enough to be able to get you to bounce one easily to your second baseman.
Bergeson against Cleveland on August 11, the complete game. He gave up a run on 2 hits in 9 innings. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 102 pitches in that game. In this one, he has given up a run on just 5 hits. He has walked none and has struck out 2, and is at the 86 pitch mark in the ballgame.
And again, they will take the bunt away because Escobar in the first 2 games, and again tonight, has faked the bunt.
That'll be bounced away, updating you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. So far, the results in. You still have time to cast your vote, A, B, or C, 51862. The results on the O's Extra postgame show. Graybeck, pitcher of record in his Major League debut for the Jays. 1-2 delivery, and that'll be outside. Yanel Escobar, 2-ball, 2-strike count, 1 away. He'll take that pitch, laid off it. Escobar is grounded out all 3 times up, including a 1-6-3 double play after having 5 hits in the first 2 games.
Yeah, if he can get on base, that will certainly present some drama to tonight's game with Batista on deck.
3-2 delivery, and he's gone.
Yep.
Ferguson, 3 strikeouts.
Well, I tell you what, he has thrown the ball 94 miles per hour in the 9th inning. Pat Tabler, who works with Buck Martinez, said, "What's the difference?" I said, "Right here. The fact that he's become almost a power pitcher of sorts."
All right, we need Berge to get it done now. Our 4th drive of the game hit right here by Bautista. He will take that pitch for a strike. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive 1. 0-1 delivery on the way down to 3rd. That's going to be a base hit. Ball game is not over. Chased down by PA. Bautista, the big turn, will stay. He has the 2-out single in the 9th inning that will bring the potential tying run to the plate. Vernon Wells.
Yeah, just a little slider that he leaves inside, and Batista, who is about as aggressive as you can be, just wails it. And then PA. And it's kind of important because you now have a force play. I mean, he really goes and gets that ball. That's the way a left fielder is supposed to go into the corner to keep a guy from second base.
Vernon Wells, single, reached on an error, has popped out.
And you really have to think, boy, where am I going? It's got to be down. First ball, fastball hitter.
Wells will take it inside. He has hit Bergeson 7 for 17 lifetime.
And, you know, at these junctures of the game, you're thinking, where can I go where the ball is going to stay in the park? And, of course, Wells trying to get a ball he can elevate.
The delivery to him is into left field. PA will have to play it on a hop, but there are 2 on. So Wells follows Bautista's single with a base hit of his own. And now Toronto's got runners at first and second base. 2 down.
Well, I'm counting the pitches. This will be, well, the coach is not even getting loose. Gonzalez, that's good pitch number 5. And, of course, when you bring Kranitz out to the mound now, that means that unless he's going to stall, you can't go to the bullpen unless Bergeson will face another hitter.
I want to remind you, the day off tomorrow, and then the Yankees in a very important series for the Yankees. Starting on Friday, Kevin Millwood will be on the mound against A.J. Burnett. Our coverage on Masson HD 630 O's Expert, presented by your local Ford dealer, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. Yankees right now 6th in average, 3rd in home runs, 1st in runs per game, and 5th in ERA. They lead the American League East. 1 more out, and the Orioles will have their 6th sweep of the season against a Toronto team that came in 12-0 against them. Brad Bergeson will have his 2nd complete game if he can find that out. Lyle Overbay, ground ball back to the mound. Bergeson, this game's over, and the Orioles have swept the Jays as they win it 3-1. An impressive performance in what should be the shortest game time-wise on the year at under 2 hours.
Well, you're awfully happy about that, as
Yes.
I am. Again, I mean, not only great stuff, great fielding for everybody, and of course, Ferguson fields his position with about as well as anybody on the Orioles staff.
Ferguson, with a lot of help from his D and fielding his own position in this game, gets the victory, and so do the Orioles 3-1.